Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to tonight's stream. Hope everybody is doing good. I'm just going to try and get this on my iPad so I can tell that I'm live. Thanks everybody for coming in. There we go. That's good. Say, how you doing? Farah, 2P. Oh, good. Hang on. Let me get rid of that sound off the... Yeah, 2P. 2P for those adverts. Ratty, how are you? Definitely not ignoring emails and skiving work to watch this stream. Every credit. Every credit. Evening, Dave. How are you? I thought I'd just do an hour tonight because we've got the new route coming out tomorrow, haven't we? So I'm kind of quite looking forward to that. And I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do what you're doing, Saybournes. Probably, I think it comes out at 10 on PlayStation. So I think I'm going to take an early break and probably, I've actually got a meeting at 10, probably from about 11 o'clock. I might just take a first look at the new Birmingham Cross City line. So if you guys are around during the day, have a look for that, because I will be live. So I thought tonight, the title is On the Tilt. Be careful how you say that. But of course that means we're back on the Class 612 Dresden-Chemnitz for a bit of the tilting train. You know, this is one of my favourites. So I thought I'd run this one. I think it's just under an hour, this service. Oh wow, look at that. Queen Bee, welcome to the stream. Queen Bee is a member, 3 months. Wow, thanks very much. Just saying. You waited for that, didn't you? You were waiting. Kept asking me when the next stream is. You were waiting. As if Streamlabs isn't enough. No, thanks very much for that. I appreciate it. Right, can I remember how to get this set up? That's the thing. Headlights, what have we got over here? That's the PZB. We need the reverser handle or we won't get very far. Cab lights we don't need. Power's a good idea. Compressor. That's the desk light. Let's get that up actually. Door locks. Now over here we got the brake key. If I can get my finger in the right place. Put that on. This should tilt us. It should start tilting. Once it powers up. Look who's piped up. It wouldn't be a Tintin 57 stream, would it, without it piping up? Let's face it. Right, I'm going to go down to the back panel. I'm going to switch on the GNT so we can go a little bit faster. I do love the fact that it's called GNT. Nothing to do with gin and tonic. Not on this train. But that's everything on. Once we walk into the glass doors. Right, so I think we're all ready to go. Let's have a look. Let me just check over here. The train lights are already on, but engine group 1, engine group 2, brake key, horn, door lock. Sorry, I'm just reminding myself it's been a little bit of time since I ran this one. Do you know, I think we're good to go. Just do one final check over here. Brake overcharge we don't need. Right, I think we're good. Unfortunately, the Streamlabs Stace is going to say that. Oh, hang on, I've not even done the doors. Nobody reminded me. Tisk. Right, let's do it properly this time. Yeah, the Streamlabs is going to say 2 months, but I will, of course, update that. I don't want to outdo you of a month. Get the doors locked. Now we can go. So it looks as if we are... Why have I got a traction lock there? Take that off. That's better. We are straight through to Freiburg, 31 kilometres. Now that PZB is safe to release, but it's not releasing. Which is bizarre. We just want the Streamlabs to be truthful. Right, let's acknowledge that 40. Yeah, I don't like how that is not releasing the PZB. It says it's doing it, but it isn't. So this is a nice fast route. This one. This is why I quite like it. Brake key's done. I think. Where's the brake key? The brake key is on. Plenty of traffic on the route too, which is the other thing. Way too confusing. Nah, you'll get it. I'll tell you another thing, the CIFA is taking a long time to acknowledge. That might cause a bit of trouble later on. We'll see. Put some power in. We're still waiting for that first stream actually, Stace. The first TSW one that you're going to do, we're all looking forward to that one. It's quite loud that, isn't it? Dave, you don't think too much of Birmingham Station, another dead world, but you think you'll buy it. It did look quiet, didn't it? Did look a little bit quiet. I think I'll kind of reserve judgment till I get into it. Was that a scenario that was shown last night at Birmingham Station? Thing is, it's another UK route as well, though, isn't it? It's I know I've been waiting for a UK one for quite some time, so I'm interested to play it, definitely. Like I said, I will be playing it quite early tomorrow, so if you haven't quite made your mind up, I'll stream it as early as I can, and then you can check it out. I think consoles release about 10 o'clock, don't they? And if you're on PC, I think it is 6 PM UK time, which is quite late, isn't it? But I think that's the norm now. Love a bit of New Street. Yeah, that's your neck of the woods, that, isn't it, Stace? Not far. I've been to New Street a few times. I always remember it being very dark, but I think that's what they were saying in the article, that it's been brightened up a bit now. It did used to be quite a dismal sort of station, didn't it? But last night on the stream it looked a bit more up to date. I've not been there for a few years, I must admit. But if what we saw last night reflects how it is now, then yeah, there's a big improvement on what it used to look like. Not much AI at New Street until we get the West Coast Main Line. Oh, don't tempt me with that, Ratty. You know I want the West Coast Main Line. The thing is though, I don't know which section we will get first. Those of us up north obviously want to go Preston to Shap, or even Preston to Glasgow. That might be a bit too far though for a TSW route, but they've already got it's Euston to Birmingham, isn't it? I think in the Train Sim Classic. So there tends to be a lot of reproducing routes in TSW that have already been in TS Classic and have proved popular. So it could be that they do that one first. I don't know, but yeah, south is more likely. Yeah. Last time you were at New Street, they were redoing it. Yeah, it's years since I've been. You try and avoid the south altogether, do you? Yeah, south's more likely. I think it is. You see, the thing is, when a route's already been done in Train Sim Classic, I guess all the fact finding has already been done, hasn't it? It's just a case of reproducing the route in a more up-to-date simulator or game, depending on your choice. A bit less homework to do. Right, so you see the train tilting. This is the tilt, which at speed is great. If you go a little bit faster than this, it's even better. We do have 130 coming up. Oh, is that when you go and see your lady friend, Dave? You take the East Coast Main Line, do you? Through Birmingham. You try and avoid the south. You see, for me, Birmingham is the south. I know it's called the Midlands, isn't it? But yeah. Right, let me get some power in, because we are on the gradient. Oh, there's Streamlabs, you see. Streamlabs is saying 2 months. So what is it? 10 past 3 in game time. It's already looking like it's going dark. The station lights are on. Kind of a bit of both going on, I think. You wish Birmingham was south for you as well. You'd have a better accent. 210 approaching. So that is telling me, that's warning me to slow down, which I am doing. Too sweet. See what I mean about the traffic? There's plenty of traffic on this route. Now, I know on PlayStation, the next big sale starts, I think, Friday. I think it's Friday. So, of course, there is a good chance that some of the TSW routes are going to be in that sale, if there's some that you've not got yet that you fancy. So, check that out. I don't know about Xbox. I don't know when Xbox seems to have weirder sales than PlayStation does, so I'm not quite sure when Xbox are having a sale, but it's November, isn't it? So it's Black Friday coming up. Though Black Friday seems to be the whole of November these days, doesn't it? It used to be one day, didn't it? So there's every possibility there could be something on Xbox. So I'm going to have a look myself, see what there is. Stace, you hate your accent. Actually, you're not. I always wind you up and call you a Brummie. You're not a Brummie, are you? You've got a Midlands accent. But listening to you on that stream you did, it's quite soft, isn't it? It's not. You're not hardcore Midlands accent. And Farah's got a posh English-Welsh hybrid. What does an English-Welsh hybrid sound like? I'm trying to think now. Is that like a mix? That's like a mix of... let me get down to the 60 before I say something else. A mix of English and Welsh, so is it kind of like get to school, boyo? That's my English-Welsh hybrid. Where do you get your Welsh from then, Farah? If you're from around Manchester, where do you get your Welsh part from? Or have you got a parent that's Welsh? Is that what you mean? Dave, anything south of Sheffield is south. Yes, quite. Yeah, South Yorkshire, yeah. Right, coming into the 60. Hard to understand when it's a mix of screams and swearing. The that one that you did on Dead by Daylight actually was quite funny. I was actually riveted to it. First of all, I didn't know what the hell was going on. And secondly, your jump scare sort of reactions to being chased by the baddie was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Posh English with a Welsh twang, and you don't say boyo. Right, that's alright then. Ah, so you went to Wales. They went to Wales for work. I've got you. I can't remember. I know you've told me in the past. I couldn't remember the Wales connection though, or the Welsh connection, I should say. You didn't have a clue either, Stace. That was quite funny. I think you were the entertainment in that video. That's why I need to do a few more, I think. So, how are we doing? 18 kilometres to Freiburg. We do have another 60 coming up. Let's acknowledge that. Let the power run down while we're on this hill. So when I set this service going, it is set to the 16th of November, so it does, the dynamic weather will try to pick something suitable for the season, for the date that you've picked. So this is 16th of November and the weather I set to clear, so we started off clear, but being dynamic we're just getting a little bit of mist coming down, which actually looks quite good on some of these routes, to be fair. 2.6% gradient, so we'll get some power in to get us up there. Let's get the dials on, that might help. I wonder why we're in darkness. I knew there was a button I didn't press. You've hardly touched TSW3, you're mopping up the trophies on 2. Is everyone finding it to be an improvement? Well, I can only speak for me. I think it is. If I went back to TSW2 now, I would probably miss this weather above all else. The only thing I would say about TSW3, if you're a PlayStation player, and I don't know if this applies to Xbox and PC, but if you are a trophy collector and you move to TSW3 and you import your profile from TSW2, not all the trophies are working. The distance trophies seem to immediately will pop in TSW3, but some of the others, for example, there's several routes where I've completed all tutorials already into TSW2, and in TSW3 I can't get the trophies to pop for the life of me. So I think we would be back to the create a new profile situation again to get those trophies. So that's a bit of a pain. But saying that, the actual core platinum trophy is pretty easy to get. I think you've already got it, have you, Farah? I think you did it. It's fairly easy. So, but as an all-round game, I would say this is much better in my opinion. Stace, feel like you need to record some more and maybe upload tomorrow? Yeah, just do, just try doing like sort of one a week or something like that, just when you feel like it. As you know, my videos and streams have been down a bit in the last few weeks, and real life just gets in the way some of the time, so you can't always do it with the best will in the world. So yeah, just at your own pace, really, I would say. Dave, what's the betting they don't get the 64 gig fixed by Christmas? I hope so. I'm certainly going to have to lose something else out of the list to put the Birmingham Cross City on tomorrow. Now, of course, with layers and things, I'll want to keep all the UK stuff on, so something will have to go tomorrow. I haven't decided what yet. but it will. So yeah, I'm with you. You know, I want that quick as well. Jack the Train Spotter, how are you? Long time no see. Yeah, how have you been doing? Hope you're doing good. That's the mastery tile, by the way. The workmen there on the trees. Workmen and work ladies. Farah purposely finishing 4 out of 5 scenarios, 2 out of 3. Oh, so you've just got like 1 to do, which hopefully will trigger it. Yeah, saying that though, I did have a few of those where I'd not completed the scenario list, and I've come across and since completed them. They've still not popped. It's as if some things just don't register. You see how you get on though with that method. The thing is though, I don't think there was any way I wasn't going to import the profile from TSW2, not after having to restart so many times. I didn't fancy doing that all over again. Especially when, you know, in the future there could also be there's going to be, isn't there? There's going to be a TSW4 at some point, I'm sure. And, you know, would that be a restart again? So I don't fancy all this restarting. Just wanted to carry on, really. That's good, that Stace. Yeah, just keep doing it as you think. You know, a few of us will definitely watch them. Had a meeting with the headmaster yesterday. Naughty, naughty. 2 hours in the plastic chairs. Been there, done that, although it was a long time ago. Yeah, Dave, you're gonna have to do some sorting out. Yeah, I really don't know which one to remove. I recently put Ryan Roar Austin back on. I've not played Ryan Roar Austin for a long time, but that's only because of the DLC limit, or else it would be on there and I would be dipping in and out of it. I've put that back on, but that one may have to come off. I'll decide tomorrow. But I know for a fact I'm probably at the limit right now, so if I did install it, it wouldn't show in the list. You pushed a friend into the fire bell and got a 2-day suspension. What do you actually do to your enemies then? I'm laughing because it takes me back to my own school days, that's why I'm laughing. I shouldn't laugh. I should be giving you a stern talking to, but it's, yeah, that's quite funny. Right, we've got 11 kilometres. The late sun is just showing, trying to clear up the mist. I mean, it does look good, that does look good. Take some of that power off, we are going downhill currently. Yeah, it is good, Ryan Rear Austin, and it is short, you're right. But having put that back on the other night and played it for a couple of hours, I think, it is really that long since I played it, and I actually really enjoyed it. And it's going to be like that, isn't it, as the collection builds up? There's going to be routes you just haven't had time to touch for such a long time, and you can just fire them up and get back into them. So it's all good. So we have got 3 minutes to do 9 kilometres. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, you've got 3 channels, Stace. Yeah, maybe just focus on one for a period till you get into your routine. Let's use the dynamic brake, because that's what we're supposed to do downhill, rather than the train brake. Less wear and tear on the train. So we've got a 90 coming up, don't need to acknowledge that. Let's get down to this 100 though first. That's what it's complaining about. It's telling me it's coming up. Take the brake off now. I actually like the fact as well you've called it a sausage royal. You need to sell that to Greg's. I know you've written that by accident, but sausage royal, that is, you've got something there. Copyright it quick. Well, I've got an 80 coming up before the station, so I will need to acknowledge that once I see the speed board. No, I've not been to Greg's for a long time. That's what I like about these streams. We don't just talk about the game, do we? It's whatever floats anybody's boat, including Greg's. I love it. I'll tell you one thing about using PZB on this route as well. So the speed boards, as you see, are the yellow triangles. They've usually got a big number on them indicating what the speed actually is. There are some other boards which look like the top of a triangle. We'll see one shortly. They're also yellow. But I believe there's something to do with this. Here they are now, this one. So this one. Now, as you pass those, there's something to do with snow ploughs or snow ploughing points. But as you pass them at speed, sometimes it confuses me out of the corner of my eye. I think I've missed a speed board. That's got me a few times. But we're doing pretty good, 3.3 kilometres. guys here are waiting for the train that never comes, as Madness used to sing. Past quite a few people waiting for the next one. Greg's is more likely to sink your boat than float it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, snow ploughing points for the start and the finish, Dave. Yeah, that's it. I knew there was something to do with snow ploughing, I just couldn't remember how they worked. That makes sense. We're already late, so I'm not going to bomb it. You know the way it goes on this stream, we don't try and keep to time. I will put some power in though, because we are under, we're going up to 100. Thanks again everybody for coming in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up as well. If you did come in slightly later, don't forget tomorrow is Birmingham Cross City. So I will be streaming that mid to late morning is the plan currently. So if you can't be there, don't worry. You'll be able to catch it later on if you want to take a look at it before you buy it, if you're planning to buy it. Or if you generally just want to just jump in and have a look. You know you're always welcome. Two kilometres. Oh wow, did you see that then? The front of the train went missing. I'm going to have to look at that again afterwards. It's almost as if the front of the train didn't load in, which was a bit odd. Not seen that before. More punctual than Northern Rail. Yeah, there is that. Jack says, do I not get a thanks for being in a real conversation? Yeah, well, you've taught us all about the sausage royal, so, you know, that's a very good contribution. There's the 363. It's quite nice. Right, so this is Freiburg. We're only 5 minutes late. There's nobody waiting, unless they're all going to come around this corner now. They'll all be waiting. I'm going to look on this station to see if there are any Pringles vending machines, because Pringles are not meant to appear on PlayStation because of licensing. But I've seen them. Now, I don't know if they're on this route. Whoa, look at everyone jumping off, look at that. No parachute. Let's have a look. Ticket machines. Don't know actually if they appear on every German route or just some. But I've seen them. And they're not meant to be in the PlayStation version. Right, let's get the doors closed. So we're through to Floha, or Floa. I'm waiting now for Farah to correct me. You'll be there tomorrow, Stace, will you, to annoy me? That's alright. Yeah, you can do that. "30 cities levelled up in train wreck, 25 million in the bank." Yeah, train wreck. I know you mean train life. That patch could come out tomorrow, couldn't it? Because it's still scheduled to come out this week, so I'm hoping it does fix some of those issues. I haven't been able to see any patch notes or anything for that yet, so I don't know what exactly is coming in with that. So once that patch does drop, we'll take a look at that as well and just see what's changed. Okay, Jack, thanks for coming in. Good luck on your test. The umlaut on the O is more like an er sound. Fleur. So fleur. Oh, I can't even do it. I can't even say it. I need to be Welsh English to say it properly. I'm just going to call it flower, for argument's sake. Then at least I don't get tongue-tied. And apologies to all genuine German speakers who are laughing at that. That's your birthright. You're allowed to laugh at English people speaking German. Trying to convince yourself you enjoy the shunting train scenarios, but not sure you do. I think it depends which ones. I'm with you on some of them. Some of the American routes, I know a lot of the American routes are based on shunting. I don't enjoy those as much, but the ones on the German routes I quite enjoy. And obviously I enjoy on the British routes, the Class 08 for example. I quite like doing those. But I know what you mean. I have to be in the mood for them sometimes. Laser Jet, how are you? Good to see you. Let's use a dynamic brake again. I was right on the first attempt and near enough. Right, I'll take it. American shunting is boring and too slow. It's like I said, if I'm in the mood to do it, I actually don't mind it. I will admit though that in particular I wasn't as much of a fan of the Clinchfield, some of the Clinchfield stuff. I like doing the end-to-end runs on Clinchfield. I think it's a great route. There's a couple of scenarios though. There's one in particular that's, and you and I both, I know Dave that you and I both failed on one of them after about 2.5 hours of playing it. There's one, I can't remember what it's called. There's one it's over 2 hours. And the set of points at the end, the very final switch of the points at the end, got us both, I remember, and we'd spent over 2 hours doing that scenario. I remember we discussed that at the time. So the Clinchfield ones are very slow. I think you're either into that or you're not. And I can do it, but I do need to be in the mood, yeah. And I think the other thing is as well is that, of course, there's a discrepancy between, if this bothers you, there's a discrepancy between the amount of action points you get for shunting surfaces and scenarios than there is for passenger. And if you're, that doesn't really matter because action points are not really worth much, but if you are going for certain trophies or you're trying to collect medals and things like that, you know, if that's your thing, then they do matter a little bit. So yeah, I do try and mix it up. I don't think shunting would make a very good stream though, which is why I tend to do the passenger stuff. Thomas the Tank Engine. I hope you mean the classic Thomas the Tank Engine, not these cartoony ones. You know, the ones with the actual train sets from back in the day. They're the best ones. The Ringo Starr ones. And now, Stace, you're going to say, who's Ringo Starr? And if I tell you he's a Beatle, that's really going to confuse you. You're going to say, why is a Beatle in Thomas the Tank Engine? It's not that type of Beatle. Right, there's the warning because we've got the 110 coming up. It's trying to get darker. I can't work it out. 3:45 in the afternoon. It's dark at track level. The sky's still fairly bright. It's not Thomas unless it's Ringo narrating. Exactly right. Yeah. Ivor the Engine. Oh wow, that takes me back. Yeah. Di Jones. Yeah, that was Welsh, wasn't it? Yeah, Ivor the Engine was good. Yeah. Hey, they don't make them like they used to. Them were the days. Right, how are we doing? 9 kilometres. They're probably all available on YouTube then, Dave, actually. Right, we've got a 90. So that's probably straight after this 100. Kids today don't know the bone. That's exactly right. It is actually quite dark here. I'm going to miss a speedboard, aren't I, doing this? That's better. Let's have the lights on bright. Seems a bit early for the lights this bright, but needs must. That's a great effect going through the station as you come under the station lights. You know, the cab flashes. That's a really good effect. I like that. I've always liked that. That's not a new thing for TSW3, but yeah, it's a nice effect. The front of the train was missing again there. Very odd. .8 to go. Yeah, thanks again, Stace, for the 3 months. Appreciate it. I will update Streamlabs overnight, so if you are in tomorrow, you will see it in the chat. Speed it a little bit. There we go, that's better. There's a similar effect in ETS2. We drive past road accidents, cabin turns are flashy and blue coloured, little details. Yeah, they do make a difference, yeah. You know, in a simulator, it's funny, isn't it, how, you know, a game like this, for example, it's about driving the trains, but there's also, you know, they do have an environment team, don't they, that work solidly on things like that. You know, what would happen if, you know, we passed under this bridge or we went through this station, what would be the effect on the cab and things like that. There's a lot goes into it, really. You know, and I'm like many people, I probably don't always appreciate actually just how much work goes into some of these. But for there to be a whole job role for someone doing the environment stuff is pretty neat. So we're nearly there, just over 3 kilometres. Should be 100, I think, after this 110. Yeah, there we go. There's the effect again. Does look good, that. Right, we're dropping to 90 actually, so we're good. No, it's all right, Stace. That's fine. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Farah. Yeah. And this is the distinction, isn't it, between simulator and game. In this case, it's very close, isn't it? A simulator, you know, you would expect to have the little details like that. A game, maybe not so much. But I mean, I definitely appreciate that. I mean, the way the lighting is, they obviously do a lot of work on lighting because, you you know, this new Birmingham route, for example, was meant to come out on Tuesday, and then it was delayed a couple of days because of the lighting, something they didn't like with the lighting. So lighting's a massive part of it. But you know, the effect of that lighting is all the shadows, and I don't know how much of that is kind of automated. You know, if you stick a tree somewhere on the route and the sun is placed in a certain part of the sky, does it automate the shadow? Have you got to pencil those in, for example? I don't know. If it's the latter, then yeah, they got loads of work to do. So yeah, it's definitely worth appreciating it. And this is going to be a risky stop. I think we're good. Let's just cruise in if we can. We might come to a complete stop. It's got a weird throttle, this one. So you've got to hold your finger down to get the percentage up. And it takes a little bit of getting used to. You've set up your stream elements. There's a few beep ones. Right, we'll look forward to that when you do your next one. Am I not bothering getting the police officer sim? Think it's good, but gets too repetitive. Right, so the story there was, so yeah, there's a bit of a story. So you remember that I did say last week that I was getting it, and that's because I genuinely was getting it from the developer. At the dev, that didn't happen for various reasons, and so I was going to buy it instead, and I missed the discount period. The discount period ended, and it shot up £8. But £8's £8. But you know, it was the principle of the thing. And plus I'd missed the early access because I wanted to do the early access like some of the others were doing. So in the end, I didn't pick it up. I am going to pick it up, but I'm going to wait now for a sale, unfortunately. But that was the plan. The original plan was to pick it up, and it was a bit of a letdown, really, in the end. That's why I've not got it. But I've watched quite a few streams of it since it has been out, and it did strike me as slightly repetitive. Doing all the ticketing type of stuff that was going on, but you know, I still fancy playing it though. Wise Move will be on sale soon and probably patched. Yeah. I will get it when it's on sale, definitely, because I do want to play it. I'll be late to the party again, but I will play it. I'm trying my best to get Construction Simulator moving along, so I'm at a point where I can stream that as well. I keep testing it. I keep getting problems with it, so I wouldn't be able to stream it. I mentioned it before. I wouldn't be able to stream it directly from the PlayStation with the amount of crashing that it's doing. The stream would just end up keep failing on me, so that's no good. So as soon as I notice that it's pretty stable for me, then I'll play that too, because it is quite good, that Construction Sim. Right, let's get some speed up. Chemnitz is the last stop in 8.7. Oh yeah, it's got multiplayer. Yeah, actually, I've not seen anybody doing the multiplayer. Although I did hear from somebody else I speak to on Discord that they thought the multiplayer was a bit buggy. So I don't know if that's true or not. They are bringing out their other one as well on console, aren't they? In early December, Firefighting Sim. Or Firefighter Sim. I can't remember the exact title, but you know what I mean. It's been on PC for a while, so it's Astragon as well. Same as the police officer one. And that was just announced in the last week, I think. So that again is another one to keep on the radar. You weren't aware about construction sim and stability issues. It has on the PlayStation for quite a few people. There's one particular mission I keep retrying and I keep having to cancel it because you can reset the missions if you get stuck. You can reset the mission and try it again, and there's a certain mission and I'm not that far into it really, and it's about 3 times I've cancelled it, but the problem is the mission's quite a long one and I sort of get, you know, over 3/4 an hour into the mission before I get to the point it fails, so I'm wasting 3/4 of an hour every time I try it. It's been patched a few times, but yeah, unfortunately it's still doing it for me, which is a shame because it is good. It is a good game. That's the whole reason why I started doing the episodes for Construction Sim. I think I got to number 3. I've not done any after that because that's where I've got stuck, and that's the only reason. Right, I'm going to speed up here because I'm way under speed. You can skip. Yeah, so you can cancel the mission entirely and restart it, or you can skip certain steps. But I was finding skipping steps. I'd skip a step I got stuck on, the next one would get stuck, then the next one would get stuck, so I didn't actually get to complete a stage after the one that failed. So the next one would always fail. So it's as if the whole mission was toast. You know. I don't know about you guys, but if something's not working properly, I don't have a long enough attention span to keep trying and keep trying. Once I realise something's really not right, I don't want to waste time keep doing it, you know. Yeah, it's broken, but they are aware of it. I will say one thing for that game, they've got quite a good roadmap with things they're working on. Yeah, it definitely does, Farry, you're right there. Not far now from the next stopping point, the final stopping point. Got an 80 coming up. So it's gone very dark at track level. once again, you can see on this route, it's actually a very nice run from end to end. About if you're doing it on time, that is, it's about an hour end to end. But it's very enjoyable. Does remind me, this one, of a kind of Rose Ignored, but there's something a little bit different that's very similar. That PZB release just isn't working on this run. You can see the prompt coming up there where I try and release it, and it's not releasing. It's done it now naturally on its own, but yeah, some issue there. I think you got this one in the sale as well, didn't you, Farah? I think you were waiting for this one. I know you watched me play it a couple of times before before you picked it up, but it is worth it. It is one of the better ones, I think. There's the speed for the 60, so we'll acknowledge that one. $60 up there again, so we need to acknowledge that. And another one. Yeah, waited for an eternity for it. And I think West Cornwall as well, you waited quite a while, didn't you, for West Cornwall, which, as you know, is another route I quite like. Don't know what the next Rivet route is going to be. They're doing a UK route, aren't they? But, yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to go out of the cab here, but it doesn't let me because I'm in the station for some reason. It doesn't let me out of the cab, which is a bit weird given the height of the roof of the station. So I can't show you the outside, which would have been nice. Right, I will not spud. I will not spud. I will not spud. I will not spud. Concentrate. Can I finish another stream with no spad? That is the question. After a very good run. I think that will do me. 6 meters. That's good enough for me. Let's get the doors open. And it still throws you out of the seat as well at the end, which is a bit odd. So that was that. I got silver. That's because how late I am. So I think it was meant to take me 57 minutes to do that. It took an hour and 7. So we did an extra 10 minutes, but it was good fun. I think I'll finish there tonight, and don't forget I will be back with the new Birmingham route tomorrow morning. So I'll look forward to seeing you in there. Thanks everybody for coming in. I do appreciate it. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for the likes. Take care. Have a good evening. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.